Hey guys, Sunil Saxena here. Wanted to record a quick video on this Monday for you. Got some interesting lighting. I'm actually sitting here in my car in downtown DC, getting ready to go into a improv class actually. So I would highly recommend you guys take improv, but we can talk about that in another video on another day. Today what I want to talk to you about, and you'll hear some street noises, as you can see I'm on a real street here in DC, is that, the correct mind frame to go through life in, especially when you're competing at something. Over the weekend, my daughter, I'll go ahead and close the window here. My daughter was competing in something called Ashburn's Got Talent. She's a singer-songwriter. There were 12 finalists competing. She made it through 2 rounds and then now was competing in the finals. My son is a competitive golfer and he was competing in a golf tournament. And they both were kind of talking over, like, how do I approach this? Because when you're competing, whether it's in an official competition or life in general, how do you have the right mind frame to be successful? And that can be a very tricky question, because any competition is fraught with mental challenges, not just whether you're a singer and you're performing, or you're a golfer and you're performing more on a physical aspect. There's just a lot of mental challenges. So let me tell you what I think is the right way to approach this. Is that, again, for example, with my daughter as a singer, her objective on that performance should be to engage the audience and ensure the audience is having the best time possible. Again, as a performer, that's her job at the end of the day. So if her mind is on, oh, I want to win this thing, and what are the other contestants doing, and am I better, and how can I be better than them? Now you're focused on other people instead of what your job is. So, especially with competitions like singing and artistic things, there's so much room for interpretation. I remember when the judges were critiquing another contestant, I was sitting there listening, they literally 100% disagreed. One person said you should do X, and the other person said you should do the complete opposite of X. So you can see how, especially with artistic things, there's a lot of subjectiveness. And that's why it's like, when you're the performer, just focus on doing your job, which in the case of that, of her, is just engaging the audience, making sure they're having a good time and enjoying the performance. Now let's talk about my son. Now there, with a golf or a sporting event, there's definitely it's not as subjective, right? You can say, okay, this is, in order to win, you have to shoot a certain score, and whoever shoots the best score wins, and there's not judges or anything like that. But, he had a lot of trouble. He actually was shooting a really good score through 14 holes. And, a golf tournament is 18 holes. So the last 5 holes, he really struggled and didn't shoot a good score and ended up placing 5th when he probably should have placed 2nd. And, I talked to him about it. He said, yeah, a lot of thoughts were going through my head, like, I got to shoot a good score here. This could be the best score I ever shot. My dad will be proud. My coach will be proud. I can't wait to tell my friends. This is what you start thinking about instead of what is your job. And as a golfer, your job is to hit the best shot possible in the situation you're in. So whatever shot is in front of you at the time, your job is to make that the best shot you can make. All right. And it shouldn't depend on what the previous shot is or what you're scoring, right? If you're having a really good round, you should still focus on that shot. If you're having a really bad round, you should still focus on that shot. And again, time after time, I see this exact problem. In fact, the PGA Tour was having their, season-ending tournament this weekend as well. And Paul Casey, who was, I believe, either leading the tournament going into the last round or second place, shot 3 really good rounds, and then his 4th round was really bad. And if you look at his pattern, that's what he always does, is he always has bad 4th rounds. So you can't tell me that's anything but a mental issue. He's still the same golfer, still the same golf course, weather conditions are the same caddy, same golf club, same everything. So something changed with his mentality where the 4th round, he's kind of falling apart. So whether you're a competitive golfer, competitive, singer, or competing in a singing competition, it's the same thing. In life, focus on what your job is and do the best job you can with your job. Do what's in the best interest of your client, your company, whatever, situation you're in. And, I think this is such an important mindset, is just bring value to the world. And if you just focus on that, everything takes care of itself. If you're an entrepreneur like me, that's what I focus on. I'm trying to bring value to you right now. and hopefully you'll find value, and you'll follow me, and things will happen for me. I'm not here to, oh, what do you guys think about this? Oh, how many likes am I going to get? What, how will this impact my business? Can I make money off of this? All those thoughts those are not my primary job. And if I just focus on my job, then everything moves forward. So again, it's sounds simple, but just like everything in life, it can be difficult to implement, because when we start thinking about things, that's when we get off track. Just like my son got off track, I think my daughter actually did a much better job of staying on message, so to speak. My son definitely, you could see there was issues there, and he's learning from it and improving. So, the best advice I can give you is that when these thoughts come, think of them as like clouds in the sky. Don't tell yourself, oh, I can't think that, I shouldn't be thinking that. So again, if my son is thinking, oh wow, I can't wait to shoot the score, my dad's going to be so proud. Let the thought come, just like a cloud. You can't stop a cloud from crossing the sky, but also just let it continue on its way. Don't pay it too much attention. In fact, encourage it to kind of move along and get out of your brain. And just like a guest who kind of walks in your house that you don't really want there, just kind of say, oh, that's nice to meet you, great. I got to go. If you don't mind, I got work to do. If you can just kind of leave, that would be great. That's what I would tell you. So in summary, again, just focus on your job, focus on bringing value to the world. Do what's in best interest of your client, your company, whatever situation you're in. If you just can continuously keep that in mind, you will always be successful. It's when all these other agendas and other motives come in that all these problems occur. And again, when you're in a performing situation, even whether it's, I told my son, life is a performance. Everything we do is performing. When I'm doing this video right now, I'm performing in a way for you guys. When you're talking to your boss, you're performing. Everything is a performance. When you're at a networking event, that's a performance. You're going around trying to, make everybody, like you, and exchange business cards and try to figure out if there's ways to work together. Everything's a performance. So when you're performing and these, quote unquote, negative or bad thoughts come in, don't just try to block them out of your head, because that's a futile battle. That'll never work. Just let them come like a cloud and let them go. Just they'll come across your brain, and just encourage them to kind of move on. So that's how I would approach it. So I think a great learning experience for my kids and my family this weekend, and hopefully that brought a little bit of value to you as well. Look forward to seeing you on the future blog episodes, video, and text blogs. We got some great courses coming out as well, so take a look for those. And my new book just came out about a little over a week ago now, and there are some. It's on Amazon if you want to purchase it, but there's also some special free offers out there if you can find them. Where you can get it for free. So again, hope you enjoyed this, hope you enjoy my book, and look forward to some of those courses. And until then, make sure you are being insanely awesome every day, and follow your dreams, follow your path, and you will be successful.